Hello people, and in this video I'm gonna show you the best PvP or PvE settings for art creators. This includes controls, graphics, and crosshairs, and etc, etc, etc. So yeah, let's go into the settings, and first we're gonna start with the general tab. General tab is pretty easy and self-explanatory. Leave this at on. This is of course at on. This is mandatory. Server, pick the closest server to you. I picked Europe. And crossplay, you can leave crossplay on or off. Of course, like having crossplay off if you're on PC will make things harder for you. You'll get more cheaters and etc. And leaving crossplay on will get you like more console players and etc. So I like playing with crossplay on. This is pretty good. Now in the control tab, I usually play with the default binds, except two binds, which is shoulder swap and the unarmed bind. So the default unarmed bind is binded at H, and H is pretty far to reach on the keyboard, and I rebinded this thing to V. So like when I, for example, hold my left hand and my hand is sitting on AWSD, I can easily reach to V. And if I want to reach to H, I would have to let my hand go of AWSD, and that's just retarded. Like, so you can bind this to V or like mouse 5, and shoulder swap, I recommend like binding it to mouse 4 if you have a thumb mouse button. So yeah, this is pretty much it for the binds. This is the binds I play with. Now in the graphics tab, the graphics tab is the most interesting tab in this video. And we're gonna start with the display category. So the window mode. Many people like playing in borderless full screen, but I think it's stupid and you should not use it. And I'll tell you why. Basically, in exclusive full screen, this is an older technology, but if you play in exclusive full screen, you have less input lag, you feel the aim better, and the game is overall like it has less latency. So I recommend playing in exclusive full screen. Even if it makes alt tabbing out of the game harder for you, you should still play in exclusive full screen. Now the display resolution, I usually play at a stretched resolution at this one, so that my enemies are wider, I can see things better, and like it's easier for me to aim. But many people like playing in their native resolution, it's fine. So it's a preference basically. And NVIDIA DLSS frame gen, like leave this off. This gives input lag. Of course, like leave it off. Now VSync, of course, off. Input lag, the reflex low latency, I recommend having it at on or on plus boost. Now frame rate limit, it's either unlimited or like if you have 144 Hz monitor, you set your frame rate limit to 165 and so on. Now in the resolution scaling, most people use TSR, but I think TSR is very buggy and like overall bad. So like using NVIDIA DLSS quality with transformer. Of course, if you have DLSS 4.5 card, if you don't have a DLSS 4.5 card, you should get the CNN model. But I like using transformer. So yeah. Now the field of use, of course, is gonna be 80, the maximum one. Motion blur off. Now RTGI, NVIDIA RTX Global Illumination, is static, which means disabled. And these settings were copied from Benchmark King's video. These settings are meant for like the best visibility and the best FPS while making the game, like while the game is still looking great. So if you want the game to look great while having the best frames and like having the best visibility, just copy those settings. These settings are goated. Yeah. Now in the audio tab, I think the audio tab is really important because it makes you hear the enemies better. Output mode, select this to your stereo headphones. I recommend enabling night mode since it helps you a little bit to hear your enemies. It's mandatory to leave this at off, because if you're alt tabbed and you don't hear the game, you can just get killed. So I recommend leaving this at off. Music during gameplay, of course, leave it at off. Now master volume is usually 50% for me, but for this video I have it at 5% so that you can hear me better. Now effects volume I have at 20, music volume at 0, dialogue volume at 70 so that you can hear the players emotes better, or how do you call them, so basically so that you hear people better. Party voice chat volume, you don't even need this, to be honest. I have it at 35%. Proximity voice chat volume, now this is important because people can be speaking with the proximity chat and it's better to hear those people. So I have this at 175. You can have this at 200, there's no problem with it. So it's better to leave the setting at high. Yeah. Now this is just basically nothing, and in the accessibility tab we have the crosshair here, right? So I recommend leaving this at on, leaving this at off. Override crosshair shape on. Crosshair shape, it's either T-cross with these settings or circle with these settings. I personally like using T-cross, and I think that it's the best crosshair in the game. You should also use T-cross. T-cross just helps you aim better and be better at the game. So yeah. Now it's mouse and keyboard. Here it's mandatory to set mouse moving to the off setting, because mouse moving is very bad. You should not use mouse moving, it just makes you aim worse. Leave this at off if you can. And these settings are all individual. I personally play on 2100 DPI and my horizontal sensitivity is 44, vertical is 44. Now when it comes to controller, I don't really use controller. So yeah, these are the settings, and I'm gonna show you the gameplay with those settings real quick and you'll rate them.